Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, Just Kelly. For those of you guys who are new here, this is a channel in which I talk about what it's like to be a young Christian in the modern world. I'm also a new Christian. I gave my life to Jesus Christ January 9th of this year, 2020, and so I'm just learning as we go. So today I'm going to be talking about this journey that I've decided to embark on, which is a year of intentional singleness. Now this means a lot of different things to very many different people. To me, I have 3 goals in mind and 3 things that I'd love to work on during this year. The first one being I'd love to grow in Christ, get to know Him better. The second one is to get to know myself better, because although I've spent 24 years with myself, there's so much more to learn, I'm sure. And then the last one is learning how to love. Which then leads me to my next part, which you might be asking yourself, well, why do this? Why do I want to do a year of intentional singleness? Keep in mind that me embarking on this journey doesn't mean that I don't want a boyfriend or don't ever want to be married or anything like that. In fact, I would love to have a boyfriend right now. However, I'm very well aware that I'm not ready. And one of those reasons being that I feel like apart from my family and really good friends, I don't really know how to love unconditionally. I know how to love, oh, you're my friend, you make me happy, so therefore I love you, but someone who has no impact in my life, I can't say that I love them. And that's something that I definitely want to grow on, and it goes far beyond that. And really the best teacher for love is God, because God is love and He is perfect, and so He's the best role model. So why not take this year to learn how to love, so that when He does bless me with a future husband, I am equipped enough and have learned how to love. This is not to say that I will get a husband in a year, that's not it at all, but just whenever I do get him, this is something that I can be working on, learning how to love better. And so, like I said, God is the perfect role model, and you might be asking yourself, well, why is He the best role model? And one of them is a bunch of reasons, but a few of them are that, one, He is the only one who knows how to love unconditionally. I mean, He gave up His one and only Son for us, for people who weren't even born yet, for us to have the opportunity to be able to be saved. And I don't know about you, but that seems like a really big sacrifice. I love my dog a lot. I don't have any kids, but I love my dog a lot, and I can't imagine giving my dog up for anybody, especially people I didn't know, personally anyway. So that's why, again, God is God and I'm not, and that's why that's something I want to be working on. Also, God is also the perfect love, because He is kind, He is forgiving, He is loving, He is patient, and like I said, He's forgiving. We make so many mistakes, no one is perfect, and we're all just trying to get by, we're all trying to do a good job, but even when we make mistakes, God doesn't give up on us. God still forgives us. God still loves us. He's still merciful, and He just gives us so much grace. And so I'd love to learn from Him. I'd love to take this time to learn from Him for sure. And then this is not just a year thing. I've said a year, but it's for the rest of my life that I'll be learning to do this. It's just, I think this is a really great time to start, which then leads me to my next part, is that because this is my first year of my first year of being Christian, I think this is a really great way to start my journey with God, because I'm building a foundation in Him, getting to know Him better, and then when trials come along, I'll be more equipped to deal with them. So now comes to the next part, which is well, how do I plan to do this? Because I don't know about you, but whenever I heard anybody talking about a year of intentional singleness, I was like, what does that entail? What are you doing? Again, your journey is not my journey. You might have different, if you're embarking on this or you're doing something similar or you're thinking about it, it doesn't mean that it'll be the same thing, but this is what I've decided to do. And what I've decided to do is some ways that I want to grow are, or things that I want to work on are, reading the Bible on a regular basis is not something that I've ever done in my life, and so I'd like to do that. I'd like to take time for prayers. I'm also doing this thing where I do quiet time with God on my drives to work and my drive back. My drives are about 30 minutes there and back, so it's an hour total in a day. And this can be, just listening to music, praying, or just quiet time in which I'm just silent and serene, and that's totally fine. Another thing I'm doing is I'm also just, surrounding myself with other Christians who can talk to me about their journey and, how they did similar things, or just kind of, learning by example, and also just surrounding myself with people who can serve as guides and as a team that can help encourage me to keep going. I also plan to learn to love myself, because the truth is that for many years I have struggled with, insecurities, and I've been trying to find validation in other things and other people, but at the end of the day, like, the truth is that I should be looking for that validation in God and myself. So I hope to try to work on that for this year. You might also ask yourself, well, how does she deal with insecurities, but she's on YouTube? Great question. I will probably answer that in a later video, in which I talk about why I even am doing a YouTube channel. Well, actually, I guess I've explained why I'm doing a YouTube channel, but like what really got me to this point where it's actually happening, and how hard it was to even get to this point, because I really wrestled with this. So stay tuned for that video. And another thing, a really fun thing that I plan to do during this year is I plan to go on what I would call God dates. And these are once a month. I'm going to go out, take, just get 9 yards, get dolled up and look really pretty, and, dresses, and like go out to a really nice restaurant, just me and God, which is really physically just me, just like looking good and taking myself out on a date. And I think this will be really good because it'll be designated time with God, but also designated time with myself. It'll also be way out of my comfort zone. I haven't eaten alone at a restaurant by myself I haven't eaten at a restaurant by myself in years, unless I was like traveling abroad, and then that made sense to me. So this will be super new, super nerve-wracking, and my next video actually will be you guys getting to see what that my first date with God is going to be like. Stay tuned for that. That's going to be exciting, and stay tuned for the rest of this whole journey of my year of intentional singleness, and be showing you exactly what I'm doing. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Please like and subscribe if you liked what you saw, and if you have any suggestions for what I could be doing with my year of intentional singleness, anything I could add or anything you think I should modify, please let me know in the comments down below. And yeah, thanks for tagging along. Bye. See you next time.